Hello and welcome back. On the last episode, we talked about some political views at a cemetery, a graveyard, and then we got flashbanged for a moment, and then we talked about the opposite sides, and that was pretty much it. And it was really confusing. Not a fan, personally, but yeah. Anyway. But yeah, so volume 15, so not really much to say on otherwise, but yeah. Of Cult and Captivation, chapter 16. Even further along than I thought, yeah. You crash landed on Alternia 16 long episodes ago, and sometimes you feel like you've been here forever. You've had many adventures and met many Alternians, some or none of whom have become your friends. But now, for some reason, you have a hunch you're near the end of your Alternian travels. For one thing, you seem to be coming to the edge of the populated region you've been walking through all the time you've been here. For another, the intense craving that has animated you throughout your journey feels like it's been waning. It's not quite gone, but like a diner who's stuffed himself to bursting, but is still seeking for the last sweet morsel that will make his meal complete. You still are on the prowl for the very sweetest morsel of friendship. Marvus Xoloto. You find yourself ambling down the road without any particular destination in mind. It seems you don't have to do much active searching to land yourself of varying combinations of adventure and or disaster. Where will the vicissitude of fate lead you next lead you? Who knows? You walk for a while like that. You've just about lost all hopes of running into a wacky contrivance. When your palm lights up with a delightful and or foreboding sound of friendship. Someone is calling you. You're less excited to see who the person happens to be calling you. You're less excited to see that the person who's calling you happens to be Zebra. Okay. It's not like you dislike Zebra, precisely. It's just that you might struggle to rank him above literally any other troll you've met, including the yellow guy who loves genocide. But you're not one to leave a friend hanging, so you dutifully answer the call. Ah, my good friend, you picked up. Awfully quickly, I might add. Yeah, you love friendship. You ask Zebra why he's calling. Do I need a reason? Yes, you do, please. Please. Is the thrill of delectable requisite, not cause enough to make social contact with one of my dearest adversaries/friends, or maybe more depending on whether you feel comfortable with and interested in at any given point in time. You have no idea how to even respond to that. Yep. Aha. No, I'm just messing with you. I stand to incur a mental gain from your association. A material gain from your association. Okay. Mental gain. Nice. You can think clearly when I'm around. Oh, sorry. No, you can learn better. Which I clearly can't. I need you to stay right where you are. Well, what are you going to do? Hang up? You stand right where you are and stay on the line. You ask what Zebra is up to, but he won't say. Tells you he needs to concentrate. Eventually, you notice a strange shape resolving in the distance down the road, drawing nearer slowly but steadily. After a while of waiting, the figure is in the distance, grow close enough for you to tell that it's Zebra. Oh, that's you say. It looks like he's riding some kind of incredibly cursed hover Segway. Yeah, I'm coming, sweetie. You would say it takes maybe 15 minutes or so for him to make it to the entire way over to on his hover scooter. sliding in like good evening. Okay. There you are. Impressed with my new ride? Oh yeah, you say. You're very impressed. I knew you would be. I brought it out because tonight is a very special night. Or it would be. If you'd be so kind as to make me the happiest troll on Alternia. Is he like proposing to you? What? Never mind. You ask him what he's vague blogging about. What indeed? The real question is, what is? The real question of what is, what are you doing this evening? Well, it's not like you have ever had any plans to do anything besides stupidly bumble into one ludicrous boondoggle after another. Seems like whatever he's alluding to inviting you to, it probably fits the bill of being included in your long itinerary of unspecified idiotic nonsense you were bound to get embroiled in anyway. Fantastic. Well, it just so happens that I managed to get my hands on 2 tickets to ClownFest XXwreX. And I thought, who better to take along than my dearest alien associate of unspecified nature? You have no idea what ClownFest XXwreX is, but it's not off to a good start with the name. Oh, I should have known you wouldn't be familiar with it. It's a little sophisticated for an off-world reprobate such as yourself. It's a music festival centered around purple blood performers. Now, normally, I wouldn't trifle with high blood entertainment, disgustingly oppressive as it is. But when you think about it, aren't clowns the most disprivileged class of them all? You don't ask him to explain what he means by that, because everyone would be really angry reading it. Time to save. Please save. Nope. Ignore. I don't know why it doesn't save on the first try. Agree to toss your meaty moral body into clown pits and get mushed to death, whatever. Find something else to do? That sounds less awful. Well, we need to go there because apparently the person on the cover of this route was a purple blood, so we need to go there anyway. So we're gonna leave and not get the right ending first. Well, you can't say that the invitation isn't tempting. Going to a writhing gathering of violent jesters certainly sounds like a recipe for stimulating time, but what if you didn't throw yourself blindly into an oblivious peril for once in your incredibly painful life? Pass. Oh. Zebra sighs heavily. He looks completely destroyed. Despite yourself, you feel a pang of guilt in your chest. I see. I guess that's fine. I'll just have to find someone else to facilitate my brush with greatness. What is that supposed to mean? You don't bother to ask. When you don't give in to his obvious guilting either, Zebra seems to accept his fate. Sigh, whatever. Can't believe I came all the way here on my hover scoot just to be callously rejected like this. But I guess I'll see you around, hotcakes. Zebra powers back up his little scooter, gearing up to go. But when he tries to lean back, so the machine will start hovering in reverse, something is wrong. The scooter just won't move. No matter how many times he slaps the control panel on the handlebars, you ask if it's broken. What? No, can't be. It's brand new, and it was just working a minute ago. Maybe I'm in the wrong mode. Zebra hammers the buttons on the control panel for a bit with no luck. Damn, maybe it is the motors. So Zebra tries leaning forward to check it out. That's not the problem at all. In fact, as soon as he pushes his weight against the control stick, the scooter surges forward. It collides with your frail human body, knocking you to the ground. And there's too much momentum in the motion for Zebra to stop it there. The jets underneath the scooter rake over your pummeled body, incinerating you, killing you instantly. How is that a hover scooter? It's got wheels. Or a hover scoot. Oh, hover scoot as Zebra called it. Yep, so we do have to go there. I knew you'd be there for me. Alright, let's go. Zebra invites you to hop onto the back of the scooter so he can head out to ClownFest. You say you're not sure if this is the most effective avenue of locomotion. Zebra tells you that it's all the rage and not to be a little whiny about it. So, let me tell you about my plans for tonight. It feels like the scooter is going even slower than it was when he arrived, now that it's struggling under the weight of 2 people. You see, my favourite rhyme juggler on the planet is going to be there tonight. His name is Marvus Xoloto. We know that guy. Well, we're going to know that guy. You might have heard of him. He's pretty famous. You say you've never heard of him because you're an alien. Oh, right. Well, he's only the best in all of Alternia. He came up a few sweeps back when he won the first place on Slam or Get Cold. Oh, please tell me you at least know about Slam or Get Cold. You do not know about Slam or Get Cold. Well, it's a bi-weekly reality program where aspiring slam poets compete to prove who has what it takes. It's really cutthroat stuff. I mean, I think there was at least 5 decapitations a season. The competition is about skill, no matter the blood colour of who is competing. The troll who wins is the troll who has the nastiest flow and the dopest bars. Everybody has an equal shot. I mean, sure, a high blood has won every season to date, but it's basic biology that clowns are better rhyming than anyone else. Even if high bloods were low bloods, that would still be true. That's equality. Yeah, makes sense. You think this is really progressive stuff he's saying. Where could he have possibly gotten so educated and smart? Oh, you flatter me. Anyway, as you know, I am deeply connected with the music industry. But because of the oppressive hemospectrum system, I'm afraid I'm only truly afforded downward mobility. The clown sphere is a really insular, close-knit community. But, with the right hustle, I'm going to break the glass ceiling. Marvus is the perfect troll to bring me into that fold. You say this guy sounds pretty brutal. Are you sure you want to actually meet the clown? What, Marvus? Ha! I mean, sure, he does what he needs to survive in a rickety, obfuscated power system that could never truly be dismantled by the action of a single individual. But that doesn't mean that he supports it. Contrary to what you might think, Marvus is a particularly subversive figure in the industry. If you listen to his music, really listen, you'll hear some borderline revolutionary stuff. I think he'd tear it all down if he could. I might have mentioned, but being a clown is kind of woke. Okay. That's why I've always wanted to probe the think pan of his, really get to the bottom of his radical praxis, and help spread his message to the social reform of the masses. And you're going to help me do that. After 4 hours of scooting and one excruciatingly detailed, unbroken account of the events for the past 3 seasons of Slam or Get Cold, you arrive at ClownFest XXwreX. ClownFest feels like a circus that you... The ClownFest feels more like a circus than your idea of a music festival. In the distance is a wide open field dotted with disorganized masses of people, all gathered before a nightmarish stage you presume will be the site of the evening's main event. The entrance of the festival grounds opens up to something of a parking lot, filled with whimsical tents and people selling various snacks and refreshments. You see a clown juggling what looks like at least 7 hot dogs. Nice. Good for you, clown. Especially hot dogs. Hot dogs are nice. We all know why Diamond wants hot dogs. And, you know, I think Diamond would approve. Absolutely ghoulish. You're glad Diamond isn't here to see this. No, I think Diamond, well... Yeah, I think Diamond would always be on the edge of his seat, like, in case they got dropped. Zebra brings you up to the gates, flashes your tickets, and you get wristbands and admitted into the festival grounds. Seems like there's still some time before the performance is slated to start. There are some spectators already gathered in the field, but those are more privileged blood casts are lined up around the tents in a lot to buy food and merchandise. While you walk around the festival grounds, you ask Zebra what exactly he has planned. What could you possibly do to get him in good with the clowns? Zebra takes it as an invitation to whisper conspiratorially, I'm gonna butcher that, into your ear. His breath is hot and heavy against your hearing canal. Here's my plan. My sweet little rust drop. Don't call us a rust drop. Don't call us sweet, and don't call us yours. When we get in, we wait for the show to start. And when Marvus comes on stage, really gets into his act, you're going to jump at the barricade and rush the stage. Or at least, you're going to try to. Of course, I'm going to stop you. I'll tackle you before you make it to the stage. I'll kill you right in front of Marvus and everybody. Is he admitting to planning to kill us? Zebra, you... No. Oh, calm down. I'm trying to tear down the stereotypes of that lowbloods are all simple-minded dullards, and you aren't doing your people any favors by reinforcing the cause of prejudice. Yeah, it's true. Saying does make us sound simple. Obviously, I'm not really going to kill you. You'll simply pretend to play dead after I've heroically foiled your black designs for Marvus. My actions will firmly place me within Marvus's Ashen Quadrant, and he'll have no choice but to recognize me. And then the clowns will see me as a hero that I am. Then the clowns will see what hero I am and praise me and bring me backstage to reward me. It's really a flawless plan, my dear. If you just do what you're told, nothing will go wrong. Well, you know, there's what's it? I forgot it. Not Char Run. Char Hut. Char Hut's a pub of blood. Why don't we just connect you with them instead of you possibly killing us? Before you can proffer any critique on this caper, the jovial clamour of chattering and revelry surrounding you is pierced by a raising chorus of blood-curdling shrieks. You whip around to ascertain the source of the dreadful sound, but it becomes quickly apparent that those who were not screams of pain, they were not screams of pain at all. You know what's up when Zebra joins in with the ear-splitting squeals. That's him. It's the man of the hour himself. An expensively dressed juggalo is making his way through the crowd, flanked by a robust team of hulking indigo bloods. Every aspect of him telegraphs unimaginable celebrity. The purposely disheveled yet fashionable fit of his clothes, the swagger of his step, the 10-man camera crew trailing behind him. He walks with a measured poise despite the chaos rising around him. Dozens and dozens of young trolls are flinging themselves at his entourage without any apparent concern for their safety. The bodyguards are roundhouse kicking the eager teens into the ground, left, right, and like a bloody bender of adolescent aliens. It's pure carnage. He really knows how to draw a crowd, Disney. Sigh. A minute ago, it was tough to truly grasp the hype, but after seeing him in person, you don't know what it is. But this swaggy clown has an undeniable gravitas that commands the attention of everyone around him. It's impossible to look anywhere else. Even the Alternian moonlight seems to endeavour to glint off his golden accoutrement twice as bright. Yeah, apparently. Okay, cool. But he's gone just as quickly as he arrived, up to the festival stage to set up his act. He leaves a bloody void in his wake. Zebra is bouncing on the balls of his feet, following the encounter. He clearly can't wait to get up into the pit, and to be honest, neither can you. What is this about? What is about a good clown that's so utterly irresistible? Zebra takes you up to the field spread out before the stage. There's thousands and thousands of trolls already standing around, ready for the show to start. From the looks of the crowd, they're in the back breaking down their tents. There have been bloods camping out for days to secure their spots. But even those hard-won locations are much further to the back than where Zebra is leading you. There aren't many high-bloods here by comparison, so Zebra is able to take you to walk right in, muzzle past most of the ceruleans and grab a spot by the barricade, which maybe 5 minutes to spare before the show starts. There's some roadies up on stage now dashing around to finalize all the equipment arrangements. Oh shoot! Did you remember to bring your concert diaper? What is a concert diaper? Excuse you? Zebra turns to you with wide eyes. You're awfully close together now, boxed in by the swell of trolls, pushing your bodies closer to the. You're pushing your bodies closer and closer to the stage. You know, your concept diaper. You keep saying you don't actually know. You don't have a single clue about your concert diaper. Concert diaper. You ask him if he's wearing his concert diaper. He pats the front of his pants, which you notice are looking a bit plumper than usual. That's Ken, it's gross. Of course. You can't just come to one of these things without your concert diaper. Things in the pit are pretty intense, bro. You can't leave to use the load gator after it starts. Man, you're really gonna regret not bringing your concert diaper. So is everyone around us. Ugh. Before you can even attempt to formulate a response to that, the crowd breaks into a thunderous cheer. Your heart skips a beat as you look up, but of course the clown who's clambering onto the center of the stage isn't him. Marvus is clearly too hot to blow on the first act. All the same, people are really fired up over this raggy juggalo. Seems like a serviceable clown, you suppose. He's got gold chains and is reasonably swaggy. He gets bumping, drops a few bars. It's fine, you guess, but he's not your clown. You know, for the moment you laid eyes on Marvus, that he was the only clown in your heart that we'll ever be able to see again. What about your heart? Zebra leans against your ear and has to yell to be a bit heard over the sound of the music and the crowd. I've never much liked Rapster Slamsy's work. Slamsy, to be honest. Sure, the beats are produced well, but he has a very insipid sense of lyricism. Triz's clam this, Triz's indefiable. Indefeasible. A military might that. We get it. You want to harpoon the air. That's who doesn't, honestly. We don't need to hear about it all day. A solid 15 minutes of mildly provocative slams later, and old Slamsy is slinking off backstage, and soon he's gone, and a new jester takes the fall. If you wanted to get into music, it proves difficult. Every new act they bring into the stage is immediately followed by the hollering earful of Zebra's scathing critiques. You wonder why he's so fixated on getting in good with this gaggle of urban farces, I'm assuming. If he thinks so little of their technical and artistical merits to begin with. As you stand leaning sweatily against the barricade, you're starting to wonder if it's all worth it. Could the sight of a single rapping man really outweigh the physical and psychic agony of waiting and standing and stewing in the heat of the pit? will you have just endured nearly 3,000 words of hanging out with Zebra for something that will ultimately let you down? But as the penultimate clown tunnels off into the set, the taste of the air changes. The lights on the stage go dark, and the booming sound of the system goes quiet, and a tremendous hush falls over the crowd. You feel your heart stop in the silence. You know down in your bones that this is the moment you've been waiting for. From Sea Dollar to Rushblood, nobody moves. The sounds of his light footsteps against the darkened stage could only be audible to someone as close as you. The anticipation swallows you whole. When the floodlights snap back on and illuminate his astounding figure center stage, you feel it. Though yet the modest stature, the lanky juggalo has the presence of a man a million feet tall. He radiates the power which you've never felt before. You feel him inside of you immediately, religiously, indelibly. Yes, this is it. This is your clown. Then he opens his mouth to utter what feels like the most important words you've ever heard in your life. Hey. All hell breaks loose. Everyone is screaming around you. You grip tight onto the barricade as you stare up at him, glowing, messianic, arms outstretched to drink to the zealous fervor of the crowd. All incited by a single, incredibly powerful word. Hey! God, you'll never forget it. What up, guys, lol? Your jug's ready to cook. You can't help it. You start screaming. You're so ready. Lol. Lol, these buddies be baking beans. Any of y'all forget the concert divers because it's rank out there. You feel wrecked by shame. Racked by shame, yeah. How could you forget your concert diver? You'll never be so foolish again. But it's aight. I'm gonna freshen things up, you hear me? Zebra holds out your hand and squeezes it tightly. You appreciate the gesture. God, he's so beautiful. You understand. You feel deeply, utterly devastated to know how far out of your grasp he is. Why would why would a man like this even be looking at you? There's no way someone so tremendous, so magnificent, so extravagant, there we go, got it right, would waste his time offering his friendship to someone as insignificant as you. But, as desolating as that feeling may be, you aren't ready to put him out of your life just yet. Maybe there are other ways you can get close to him. Listen to his music, follow him wherever he goes, dedicate your life to him. You want to know everything about him that you can. Maybe in this way you can honor him, befriend him in your own heart, not his. Is a love one-sided any less beautiful? When the music at last starts to blast through the speakers, you ascend, the pain in your legs and your back dissipates. You feel nothing but screaming euphoria. You thank the forces of serendipity for guiding you to the glorious epiphany that is this beatific singularity. The show is nothing to scoff at either. You are a highly discerned individual known to frequently make posts online regarding the quality of rap and whether or not those who purport to possess such ability to do, in fact, the requisite bars are fully blown away by the act. It's some really good stuff. He's just really going at it hard and hot with those raps. Not intensely in the soul metric of the quality of hip hop. The fire that Marvus is dropping is a broad, contemporary performance that would equally satisfy as aficionado and of any relevant subgenre. Not a single thing about him is even slightly racist. You're really starting to get into the zone when Zebra starts screaming in your ear again. You were already going deaf from the concert as it was. I think he's about to get this show on the road, don't you? I think it... Oh, okay. Time to finally... This game does not like us saving at all. It's probably I'm going too far into the save slots. Go along with Zebra's cowardly berries plan. Sure, why not? There's no way this plan can work, so I'm going with it. Enraptured you may be with Marvus's magnificence. A promise is a promise. You can't let Zebra down. You can't wait for the right moment for this to start and vault over the barricade as quickly as you can manage. You clear the barricade and drop down into the gutter between the stage and the crowd. You're not sure where to go from here. You glance back towards Zebra for guidance, and the crowd has noticed that what you're doing alright. The onlookers are swarming with rage at your insolence. Zebra makes a move, and he starts to follow you over the barricade, but things don't go as planned. Instead of heroically stopping you from making it to Marvus, Zebra is put upon from all sides by grasping claws. They don't recognize what Zebra is trying to do. They think he's just another conspirator trying to join you in the attempt at Marvus's life. You watch, stunned in horror, that the two trolls closest to Zebra take hold of each of his arms, dig in their claws, and rip them right off. Well, good plan, Zebra. You've now lost your arms. This is the best timeline. And they don't stop there. You barely have time to process what's happening until another pair of trolls descend, helping tear ruthlessly into Zebra's body. His screams don't even register over the booming sound system. A fountain of indigo blood spray hot into the humid air. Barricaded on the ground is all around you and drenched in your friend's gore. You're frozen where you stand, in that arid gutter between heaven and hell. This isn't how it was supposed to go, is it? You feel the inevitable press of entropy closing in. The trolls in the audience see you, and they've already had a taste of blood. Your legs are as stiff as rods, and the carnage-caked trolls, who made short work of the friend, begin to vault over the barricade themselves. It seems pointless to run. You're stricken by a consuming sense of deja vu. You've already made a mistake, and the universe is going to clean up your mess. The trolls drop down to the gutter and with you in advance. You close your eyes and accept your fate, and you feel yourself being wrenched up into onto the stage. Yo, what's up? You can't believe your eyes. Marvus, in all his majesty, is hoisting you up to the safety of the ground stage. He's beaming at you with the most beautiful smile you've ever seen in your whole life. This development is certainly giving the bloodthirsty crowd pause. Marvus turned to them and with the unerring grin and shakes his head. You all out there trying to kill my buddy? Sometimes I swear my fans are big clowns than I am, lol. His adoring legion seems to find that very funny. You're starting to realize you really should have brought all your concert diaper out after all. Now, it seems like there's been a big misunderstanding. This just be one of my backup dancers. Hey, hit it, cause show him what you got. He's helping you? You can't say you understand, but you're not about to look at a sexy, gorgeous gift clown in the mouth. If Marvus wants you to dance for your life, you'll dance. You start going to town, flossing, shooting, whatever it is the kids are doing these days. A real contemporary breakdown. The crowd goes wild. Things are really starting to look up for you until the deafening crack sounds through the air and the stage equipment starts to collapse. It all happens so quickly. It all happens quickly. The bolts of the stage suffocating burst into their setting, and the light catches fire. And one of the massive 100-foot screens behind the stage comes loose from its mooring. You'd have been easily pancaked by the huge screen if not for Marvus expertly clown stepping you and himself out of the way. Half the crowd isn't so lucky. The big screen shatters and as it hits the stage, raining 100 foot of area trolls with vicious glass. Crap. Right when things were getting starting. But it sounds the sound equipment was obliterated by the sudden collapse. Nobody can hear him but you. For a moment, your hero looks lost. Man, we better bounce, cause Marvus grabs you by your sweaty hands and runs. He takes you to safety into the performer's green room, which seems to be intact after the collapse of the stage, though the power's out. The room is filled with the clowns who'd performed earlier. They all look very confused and harried. Things are going to be a madhouse out there for a while, so better to just lay low for a little bit, I bet. We go out there right now and we're just going to get mobbed. Usually everybody be dead at the end of my concerts. I wouldn't make it out there without having to appear with 1,000 teens otherwise. You're a little rattled, as they say, to say the least. Marvus is takes a good look at you. Crap, man. You defecate yourself? You start to cry. Okay, we are crying now. You didn't bring your concert diaper. Oh man, it's alright, don't cry. Look, you're hardly the first buddy to ever, defecate themselves at one of my concerts. I'm used to the smell. To be honest, it's comforting. Ken. You sniff up and say, really? You wouldn't want to bring an even slightest inconvenience on his wonderful life. Yeah, I'll let it cook. What? Bring it in, Broheim. You bring it in. The two of you share a nice Malodorous hug? Okay. It's hard for you to understand what's going on, but why did Marvus save you anyway? I saw you was hanging out with that blue bro who's always trying to get his snuff shoot up me and me jugs. Okay. And then you're trying to make a real run for me. Gotta say that's brave. Gotta ask a buddy where they got the bulged rods to try to pull a stunt like that. Respect. Oh well, it wasn't really much of a stunt. You were just going along with your friend's ludicrous plan to try and scam him into friendship under false pretenses. But it was a really bad plan, and your friend was killed on the spot immediately, and now you're pretty sure you're cosmically fated to die due to making a non-canonical decision. What do you mean non-canon? All of this be non-canon, fam. What can it even mean to be non-canonical? Within the context of the inherently extra-canonical framework. Ski brap, okay. You're not sure, but you definitely have to the sense that some of the decisions within the simulation carry greater values of truth and revelation than others. And that the linear progression of events is rigorously enforced by an obligate narrative flow that privileges those actions which most smoothly felicitates the design of the story's archetype. Sure, you can hear that noise that way, but I say the archetypes of your own fate. Inspiring a sermon as Marvus may be spitting, his wise pontifications are interrupted by a clown in the back of the green room knocks over the water cooler. This gets the other clowns who was talking to him really annoyed, and they start duking it out. It starts a chain reaction that pulls all the other Highbloods into a whirling blade picture of clown carnage. Man, what the hell's going on? It's like you said, you've made a mistake, and the essence of the timeline won't rest until it's put things right. You can feel that it's happening before, and it'll happen again. Well, I'm getting out of here. Come on, troll, Nostradamus. That's Skeet Scoop. Even the inescapability of your demise consumes you. You cannot bring yourself to deny him. You follow him out of the green room, fleeing before the clown fight can pull you in and grind you to bits. Out here, you're the one who has to help Marvus. In the open air, it's an unending progression of teens quick-time events. Some of them are carrying buckets. You just need to keep punching them out until you finally make it to the rich guy clown limo. Ooh, nice limo. Looks like Marvus's, but clownier. The driver is nowhere to be seen, so Marvus gets behind the wheel, and you hightail it out of there. You stick your head out the window and look back. There's a nasty storm brewing in the distance. I see. I know somewhere where we'll be safe. You make sure to secure your seatbelts. After dodging like 3 fallen trees on a wayward Lucis and a lightning strike that blasts the hood of the vehicle right off. Okay, Marvus brings you to Clown Church. You can't say this place was high on your list of venues that you wanted to visit again, but this thing has a budget. Okay, now we're getting better on this. Whatever power that is coming after you will have no reach here. This is a hallowed ground. Marvus leaves his limo on the lawn of the church, and you both hurry out just in time because it explodes not 2 seconds after you're out of the door. By instinct, Marvus shields you from the fiery blast with his body. Oh no, Marvus. No, you beautiful soul. You're destroyed by guilt. How could someone be so tremendous? How could someone so tremendous bring themselves to such harm for someone so meaningless as you? You drag Marvus's burned, scorched body into Clown Church, and you collapse as soon as you get past the threshold. You start weeping. Fam, I ain't dead, just a little toasty. You ain't gotta cry about it. Goddamn. Oh, okay. You help him up and bolt the door behind you. He was right. You do feel safe here. Nothing is collapsing. Nobody is being stricken with a hysterical urge to start fighting, and there's not a single fire happening anywhere. The Methyl Messiahs are protecting us, buddy. Stay frosty, alright? You help Marvus over to sit down on one of the pews. You sell next to him and gaze up at the imposing architecture. It's not all that bad. There's some beauty there. Beauty in being a clown too. You starting to see. Maybe you're even starting to believe. You turn to look at Marvus, and his face is ashen, is slick with sweat. Think that dip in the grill I had hurt a bit more than I thought. Your heart drops into your chest. You ask if he's going to be alright. As long as we stay in here, we aight. But can you really stay inside Clown Church forever? You know down in your bones that even if you do, it doesn't matter. It's something about the air. You really can't really describe it. Everything starts to press down. Down. Like you and everything around you is sinking implacably into the earth. But the ground is coming up to meet you. The ground is coming to meet you too. You start to perspire. Pressure leaves you weak. You slim against Marvus's shoulder. You also feel insubstantial, like the entire concept of your existence is struggling to erase itself. You know this isn't something you can fight. Why are you giving up like that? What, are you just giving up like that? What are you giving up like just like that? You don't know what else you can do. There isn't. This isn't how things were supposed to go. Like, this isn't how things can be. You can't exist like this. That depends on what it means to exist, fam. depending on how you look at every branch in the timeline, be fundamental to the metatextual structure of the essence of the existence itself. Even an incident falls outside of the strict confines of canonical continuity contributes to the meta-consciousness that be built by and could even be said to be its most essential level, defined primarily by the existential exchange of interpretation by those who observe it. Each path is translucid, fragmented. Each path is a translucent fragment that, via mirroring or distorting or magnifying certain aspects of the ultimate reality, folds itself invisibly back into the fabric of that reality. Itself immeasurable and intangible, but the space it once occupied undeniable. The observation of reality can still inform how reality is to be interpreted, even if that reality doesn't satisfy even a curious standard of legitimacy. And the act of contriving continuity can be in itself provide definition to that very integrity that it defines. Even what's going down here can be said to be true. That doesn't mean we are meaningless. Turn up. Huh. You don't know about that, but you tell Marvus that is great. You're glad he's here with you. Marvus smiles and puts his arm down around your shoulder. In spite of all that, it makes you feel real. You stare into the ever-serving panes of clown glass as they shift to instinctively in your vision. Things are coming apart at the seams. Subatomic concepts scream from the inside of your ears, and the infinity of pure dimension blossoms between the tenuous threads holding the essence of your being together. The terminality of paradox space reaches into you from the inside out, takes hold of the reality in the inescapable grasp. Cool. Continuity inverts and cascades into cataclysmic fractal. What happens will happen, and what can't happen, what can't must not. Sorry. No measures of hubris from a man or god or clown can stymie the cosmic imposition of truth. You close your eyes for just a moment, but when you open them again, there's nothing to see at all. Time paradox. Okay. That's not even the best ending. That went forever. No, we're not doing this. Are you kidding? You say, there's no way you're going to vault over this barricade and try and make an attempt on Marvus's life, fake or not. For one thing, the plan is stupid, and you'll immediately die. Second of all, Marvus is a beautiful artist with the soul of a true poet, and you're not going to help anyone attempt to exploit his celebrity or selfish purposes. You conclusively inform Zebra that he'll have to find someone else to help you hoodwink the sweet Marvus. What's that? I can't hear you over all the incredibly vicious and beautiful rapping. You tell Zebra that you're not doing it. You just want to listen to the rest of the concert and enjoy yourself. Zebra seems horribly taken aback. What? But I thought you were friends. You reassure Zebra that you are friends, but affirming a friendship doesn't necessarily require one to embark upon a ludicrous suicide pact in order to socially hornswoggle a rhythmically gifted Mary Andrew. You're hardly Thelma or Louise. Get real. You tell Zebra that he needs to find someone else to help him cozy up to the clown's inner circle. Zebra harumphs, offended, and decides to go. He starts to push through the crowd down to the length of the barricade. And with that, you're free to turn back to gaze to his mirthful eminence and embrace the new piece you found in his artwork. But Marvus only keeps you but Marvus only keeps distributing dope, and the crowd only gets rowdier. Before you know it, you find yourself being wrenched into the writhing masses, jolting about the subsumed by the transcendent power of the music. Your pitiful little body becomes nothing more but a note in his wicked sympathy, a raindrop washed away in the rapids. Some time ago, you might have accepted your fate, hearing allowed yourself to triumph, allowed yourself to be trampled by the mob, but you have something to live for now. Even as you feel yourself begin to physically break, those sick beats tether your spirituality to your mortal world. His ruthless bars cut through the heat and the sweat and the heavy stench of urine and meat, drawing you like a sailor to the siren song. Not even death could wrench you free of his grasp. In spite of the odds, you manage to muscle your way back to up to the fall. You exit the mosh pit and a shattered mess, bruised, battered, and broken, hanging on only by the most tenuous of threads. As you look around, you get a glimpse of your fate. You're surrounded by, on all sides, by trolls who have collapsed onto a dozen, collapsed and have been trampled dead. Faces are frozen in rictus of ecstasy. Given how light-headed you feel, you aren't long for this world either. You can carry on for a bit further for him. Wow. He really is something, that Marvus, you think, as you whistle your body slumps against the barricade. Then it all comes down to if you can lift your weak head up to stare at him. Drinking up his boundless audiovisual wonder is within as your vision starts to blur and your consciousness begins to fade. You jerk back to your senses when you feel something splashing over your face. You cast around wildly from the source of the water. To your disbelief, you see that it was Marvus. He's standing at the edge of the stage, gyrating his hips to the choreography as he looks down at you in concern. That's not a good image, really. It's like staring into the groin of an angel. He waits for the break in the verse to cover his mic to mouth to you. Yo, buddy, you right? You can't believe how gracious he is. To see a humble fan such as yourself in pain, to stop to make sure you're okay. Is this real? Or have you passed on to the heaven after all? Thank you for moving down. Your gaze tracks up to his well-proportioned crotch, from his well-proportioned crotch to the generous view offered by the plunged necklace of his shirt. You're alright now. You've never been more alright in your life. Marvus jumps off the stage into the impassable purgatory that separates it from the pit, the gods from the mortals, and makes his way over to you. He stretches out his hand. Hey babe, want to dance? Your broken bones are no obstacle. Instinct propels you over the barricade and into his arms. He catches you like you've both been waiting for your entire lives for this moment. You've never felt more warm or safe. He scoops you up and with his incredible strength and carries you back onto the stage. Marvus is talking to his mic again, and his words reverberate through the entire field. Look what we got here. Seems like some low blood cut to the front of the line with of my friends. Cut to the front of my line, my friends. Reminder of the crowd that's still conscious boos viciously. What's happening? Oh, you're clearly bleeding red. from being stomped on the face several times in the mosh pit. And in the murky light of the stage, it looks awfully burgundy. Hehehe. Someone's been naughty. Yes. Yes, you've been naughty. What is this dialogue? You've been so naughty, you say that into the mic. No remorse. No damn shame. For damn shame, the crowd cheers. Well, we clearly got a criminal on our damn hands. What do you think I should do with him? Any opinions? The sponsors are disjointed, but still functionally unanimous. Amidst the clamour, one word keeps ringing out clearly. Kill, 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 kill. Wow, you want me to kill him? Ooh, that's brutal. Well, I ain't one to let my friends down, you hear me? Justice being done, my merry men. What better way to cap off a wicked night than with a little good blood shower? Lol. Well, you're hardly qualified to question Marvus's judgment. If what he wants to do is publicly execute you in front of the crowd of his adoring fans, you guess that's what he has to do. You surrender completely as Marvus directs the stagehand to help him erect some sort of makeshift crucifix. You don't struggle as he carries you out of over and ties you up, suspended above the crowd. All the spotlight shines on you, burning hot. The audience, rapturous screams deafen you. But all you can see is Marvus approaching you, ringing with an otherworldly light. His back is to the crowd, and so you can only only you can see is a face like this, intense, focused, and merciless. The gaze meant only for you. You never felt more special. He steps up before you, face to face. You stare into his eyes, enthralled. Such clear eyes. So potent and beautiful. Your only regret is that you can't gaze in them for longer. Marvus takes hold of his cane and in a fluid motion draws out a rapier-shaped hidden blade. The metal glint glints a thousand colours into the light of the stage. Almost as awesome as he is. You hope he strikes true. Yours will be a magnificent death. But then he winks. Feeling a moment of understanding passes between you. Could it be that Marvus is the friend you've been searching for after all? Or is it a fool's flight of a fancy dream cell? He draws you in close, rearing up as if to strike. And as he raises his blade, his jacket lifts up too, exposing his vulnerable clown pit. If you leaned in just now, just maybe, you could... well, which one's gonna get us killed? Honestly, pretty sure this one's gonna get us killed. You can't help yourself. You lean right into the clown swampy pit and breathe in deep. It sounds like nothing you've ever smelled before. It's like the thick flavour of ambrosia glazed in ogre's musk. Wet teriyaki socks sprinkled with a seasoning of pure passion. What is this description? Powerful, indomitable, and beyond intoxicating. You can't get enough. You sniff, and then you snuff, sucking as a hot salty odor into your nostrils as possible. So delicious. The fresh bouquet of exertion brought about by hard, relentless work, freely flowing as the manifestation of his raw talent. You could spend the rest of your life nestled into the jester's fragrant pit, but that might be literally what happens. You hope he allows you to indulge. Were you so bold, you might have even take a hearty... No, don't. Oh, how could it possibly taste? It would, if the smell alone is so wonderful. would that what would you would that you could sucker even a single drop against the sweet jester's hunky tank? No. You immediately you imagine some poor Let's player having to read every delectable sentence of this odoriferous paragraph aloud and get a little hot and no. But you aren't quite that brave. Marvus brings down the blade and sinks it into the wood behind your neck. There is no accident. The jester is so powerful, surely it would not miss. He's sparing your life. Just so humble that your blood evacuates on spot. Are we not allowed to just skip this? I regret. This is a regret. Yeah, as hard as your leg is, as Marvus's gaze is on your face. You really wish that you'd thought to bring. Cool. Marvus gives you a look, and then glances pointedly at the cane on the sword. You take the hint and make the exaggerated reaction that, like you've just been stabbed for real. You grab at your neck, sputtering, flailing. The high blood's right in front of you. You can tell that you haven't really been stabbed, and they're a little disappointed. But it's not as clear as the trolls further back. Somewhere around the mass, the teal bloods are. The illusion hits home, and they start going bonkers back there. The wave travels back to the Bergensees and it ricochets back home to the high bloods. You crank one eye open as you play dead. It's time. It's nothing like the controlled moshing during the performance. This is pure anarchy, a whirlwind of death and brutality. Trolls are at each other's throats, literally ripping each other apart with fang and claw. All the blood spraying into the air makes the humidity really skyrocket. At some point, when the racket becomes less than melodic, the clowns are all up on stage for the final encore to drown out the sound of the screaming. They start wrapping up a real storm. About 45 seconds to a full two-thirds of the crowd are completely dead on the ground. The performance finally ends once every single troll in the crowd has collapsed from either death or exhaustion. Only once the audience has worn itself out does the clowns call it quits. They all start filing backstage, but Marvus, who stops to take you down from the cross. Your beloved clown cradles you into his arms like the Pieta, gently patting your blood-spattered face. You hanging in there, fam? You tell him that yes, while continuing to play dead. You don't want to follow the ruse. Okay, gravy. He picks you up and carries you back up to the stage. The lounge, a little green room set up in the backstage venue where they're all just mixing and relaxing after the show. Nobody seems concerned that Marvus is carrying a 90% dead alien, or particularly riled about witnessing thousands of trolls savagely cannibalizing each other. Either, hey, you want a Sandy? A what? Sando. Sorry? Grub bread. You say, yeah, sure, you're pretty hungry. Marvus drops you off on the couch and you lounge indulgently as you wait for him to walk to the catering table and pick up you something. He's back quickly. I think you move your arm, or nothing, buddy. You say not really. You're pretty sure all of your bones are basically obliterated. That's rough. Sorry, man. Guess that's my fault. Okay, so yeah. You don't even question it. You obey him unthinkingly. You nearly choke when he kneels down beside you and starts pressing broken bits of pieces of a grub sandwich past your trembling lips. Cool. Tears well up in the corner of your eyes. How could someone like that be so lucky? Oh, so how could someone like you be so lucky? to touch and be held by the closest thing on the small plane to a god. You show that there are thousands, millions of trolls who would die to get to the experience that anything like this. It's humbling. What did you do to deserve this? You're so weak from the concert that even moving your jaw and your star-stricken sobbing doesn't help either. Whenever a sloppy bit of grub paste filling dribbles down your chin, Marvus is right there to catch it and shovel it back into your ego more. He makes unyielding eye contact with you as he allows you to suck on the maggoty meal from his fingers. That's gross. You tell him he's beautiful. A lot of people say that. I don't know about that all that though. I'm just a humble rhyme juggler with a lot of cash money and 10 guys filming what I'm doing right now. When you're finished eating your sandwich, Marvus kindly wipes all the messes off your face. He's so gracious, you can't believe it. You're so glad that the camera crew is here to capture all of this, so you can watch it and relive the experience of his receiving his kindness once again later. You guess that you need to answer the question, but why did Marvus decide to save you? Marvus seems to take a moment to think. Well, I guess I saw you with that guy you was with. And I was like, crap, okay. What a sorry person. You know that buddy is bad news, fam. Well, what, Zebra? No way, Zebra's your friend. All your friends are cool. Damn, because that's raw. You okay? You sick? You real friends with that ding dong, really? You know he'd be blacklisted from all the way out of the clown town. What? Really? Why? He's just a social climber, man. That big blue buddy be a parasite. Cool. And he's blacklisted by all the clowns? He doesn't seem to know that. Well, we ain't about to go and tell his chatty behind. Gonna go and write a wicked nasty review about my business. So we be looking out for ourselves. Us clowns real close-knit, you know? Take care of each other and all that stuff. You feel me? You know, if you think about it, clowns really are the most disprivileged social economics class. You've thought about that, but it makes more sense more sense recently. You love to engage in nuanced discourse with him about clown privilege, or the lack thereof. Yeah, because though we normally occupy the position of structural power of the institutional hierarchy of the hemo spectrum, we be subjugated into dampering our powers with like no other. Because the agents of the Empress and her abysmal hierarchy know that the impeded strength of me and my Signassi buddies would easily unseat Siege Ballers as dominant caste. And if Purple Blood be basically superior to Violet in every metric of strength and power and influence despite chromatically preceding them. And the only reason we don't rise up and rip the fins off their slimy little faces is entirely of religious persecution and cultural immutable precedents. What does that say about the validity of the rest of the city system? You consider your mind thoroughly blown. Wow, this guy is incredibly woke and not in the least bit racist at all. You're already inspired by how good he is with both as an artist and as a man. Damn straight. Maybe all the Spectrum needs is a little chaos to strike, to shake things up. Really make you think, you hear me? God, you hear him, and it makes so much sense. You make so much sense. You make so much sense. Together. Marvus smiles at you as you hold on to hold his hand. You don't want to let go. You're afraid you'll never see him again if you do. You're not sure you can live with that. maybe you can always be by his side, but maybe sometimes, occasionally, you want him. All you want to do is make a friend. Of course, I'll be your buddy. Yeah, why don't you add me on Twitter? Next time I got a show, maybe I'll hook you up with some wicked tickets. Okay. Oh, wicked tickets. Okay. VIP. VIPB Rust Emperors represent. Make sure to check out my link in my bio for merch if you're interested. The promise fills you with so much hope and life and joy. You can't believe it. You did it. You made the greatest, most ultimate friend of all time. Of all of them. Your shining light. You're the reason for being. Marvus. Truly the best buddy you've ever had. This is weird. So I'm going to call it there. Thank you for stopping by, and hopefully I can see you on the next one. With that, goodbye.